You're watching Cairo 7 News.
Tonight, an Army Ranger who served 3 tours in Afghanistan.
I was just doing what I had to do, so didn't feel like I was doing anything special.
Returned home unscathed, only to be severely injured in a crash.
Definitely the last thing I expected.
And the foreign driver who struck him with a rental car is missing.
Avis should never rented that car.
I think they're putting people at risk.
Jesse Jones investigates that car rental and the new fight to keep you better protected on the road. That Yelm soldier put his life on the line to protect his country on foreign soil. Now he's fighting for justice. Good evening again. I'm Steve Rabel.
I'm Monique Minglavin. Jesse Jones investigates the crash that changed Nick Davies' life forever and the rental car company that handed the keys to that driver.
As an Army Ranger, Nick Davey led his men into the dark alleys of Afghanistan.
We just go after high-value targets.
For 3 tours, his men hunted the enemy.
You're going out some nights and you don't know what's going to happen, so that's pretty stressful.
After never losing a man in battle, Nick returned to JBLM and found peace on his motorcycle.
You got 90-degree weather, perfect night to go for a ride.
And he was almost home.
And the next thing I know is headlights on my left side of my bike. And the only thing I could run through my head is like, I'm going to get hit by a car right now.
Nick was struck by a Saudi Arabian driving a rented SUV from Avis. The driver was cited by Centralia police for failure to yield the right-of-way and was released.
I would just like to ask what the hell he was thinking.
On American soil, this soldier fought to survive. He spent weeks recovering and rehabilitating. But this hero will never walk again.
This is my life. This is frustrating. This is very aggravating. Kind of just screwed my whole life up.
The man responsible for all of this has left the country. He gave the name of Abdulaziz Obeydan. There's no video of him at the Avis location at SeaTac Airport. The rental car company also did not keep a copy of his passport.
Given the fact that they're renting what in essence is a 4,000-pound potential weapon, you would want to know who's renting your car, and if there's a problem, how to get a hold of them.
Tony Shapiro represents Nick Davey in a lawsuit against Avis. He says under Washington law, Avis should not have rented the vehicle because the counteragent admits she could not read his Saudi Arabian license.
And what that does is it violates the statute because you need to make sure that you have a facially valid license. She couldn't tell whether that was a license or a high school diploma.
According to court documents, Obeydan provided Avis an address of Pocatello, Idaho, and a phone number from Butte, Montana. He gave Centralia police an address of simply Saudi Arabia and a phone number from Tacoma.
The landlords at these various addresses have never heard of the man. He's never lived there. And the phone numbers belong to other people who've never heard of this man.
There's more. The law says it is illegal to rent a vehicle until he or she has inspected the renter's driver's license and verified the signatures. After the crash, Mr. Obeydan checked into this Centralia hotel and, according to court documents, signed in using this signature. It appears to match the same signature when he returned the damaged vehicle. Now compare those signatures with the one from the original rental agreement.
Our expert indicates that the signature on the rental agreement, the first signature, does not match the signature from the hotel or the signature from the accident report when he turned the car in, leading to the belief that there may be 2 different people who have signed those documents.
For its part, Avis says Obeydan showed the agent his Saudi license at the counter and couldn't refuse him as a customer. In a statement, the company continues, quote, "The police reviewed the same Saudi license at the accident scene, noted the Saudi license number on the police report, and did not cite Mr. Obeydan for operating without a license," unquote. 2 points here. The Saudi driver's licenses we've seen say so in English, but there's a problem. This is the driver's license number Obeydan used. It begins with the number 1. However, court documents say the first number in a Saudi Arabian license is always the number 2.
His was a Saudi Arabian driver's license, so no, we have no way to check their database.
William Phipps, the Centralia police officer who cited Mr. Obedan, says he couldn't write him a ticket for driving without a license because his system couldn't check a Saudi Arabian driver's license.
But you weren't able to check if it was legit or not.
Correct. I have to take it on faith.
Nick just wants the law to work and for Avis to be held accountable.
I'm mad that they have a real terrible way of filtering people that can be trusted driving on the roads.
I decided to take Nick's story to a state senator, Randy Becker from the 2nd District. She's written a bill that says rental car agencies that do not abide by state law can be held liable for negligence.
The rental car companies are probably not going to like it, but if they really look at this bill that we're dropping, it'll actually, if they do their job, which means review the license, compare the signatures, do the record keeping, etc., they're off the hook.
The bill's journey through the legislature has just begun. However, Nick's service to his country is over. He lives in Yelm with his four-legged friend, Lucy. But this hero is finding it hard to move on, while this one horrible moment in his past is still in question.
It's just more or less frustrating and kind of gets old. It's not how I pictured how my life was going to end up.
According to court documents, the Avis counteragent in this case had received 30 written warnings for failure to follow company policies. 25 of those reprimands were considered final warnings. One last point. Avis says the agent did not and could not check the validity of a foreign license. Let me show you this. Avis has lots of offices in Saudi Arabia. More than 30 according to its own website. They even have a Facebook page. We'll just leave that there. We will keep you updated on Nick and the new bill.
Glad to see that you're giving him help. Hopefully he will get justice as well.
I just want the law to pass.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Jesse.
And like everyone else, we thank him for his service.
Yes.
If you have something you want Jesse to investigate, give him a call. The number there on your screen, 1-844-77-JESSE. You can also submit story ideas